Hello,
welcome back to the
welcome back.
HNU podcast with your hosts, Himalay and
Urvashi.
yes, this is a special one today, guys, because we've got our first guest, and I'm blessed to call this guy a friend. I met him from work, but we'll talk more about it after. All I gotta say is he's an up and coming artist, and I'm gonna say music artist, and not put him in a corner of a genre because I think he can do a lot of things. It is the B.I.G. Mr. B.I.G Wilz. Oh my days, here it is. B.I.G. We've been talking about this for a while now, haven't we?
I know, right? I know.
Jesus. I remember we were on I think it was our 4th or 5th episode when we were recording, and I know him from work. We actually met properly and started talking properly, I think was the Christmas, I keep saying Christmas party, the summer party.
It was a summer party, and it was like, oh, is he going to go? that was the conversation. Like, is he going to go?
Yeah.
And like we ran out of tickets, and like last minute I got opportunity to get the tickets, and I'm like, yeah, I'm going, bro. He's like, yeah, I'll see you there. And I'm like, yeah,
sweet. Oh yeah, no, I do remember you weren't gonna go out first as well, and then new tickets came out, and I bought it, and then luckily you were like, might as well, fuck it.
And it was cool.
All right, yeah, sorry, yeah. What was you saying? We changed seat, by the way. It's gonna be edit funny.
Fair enough.
What were you saying?
Yeah, we're talking about the Christmas party.
Yeah.
How we met officially.
I've made you start saying the Christmas party.
Oh my god.
No, the summer party.
Yeah, the summer party.
Yeah, what had happened was I was hot as shit, and I remember I had a jacket on. And I was like, fuck, I need to put this jacket away. And I was a bit wavy at the time, and no one would tell me where the coat rack was. No one. Every person I went to, where's the coat rack? None of them told me where it was. So I went for a walk, and I bumped into him with his friends. They're all cool. And Brian thankfully went, come on, I'll come with you to the coat rack.
Aww.
Thank God. We just walked around and found it, obviously.
Literally, like, he was like, you saved me. I'm like, it's not that serious. He was like, no, bro, you don't understand.
Yeah.
I've been going around this place looking for this coat rack.
You know, it was dangerous, man.
It was crazy.
Buckets. But yeah, that was a
and
good...
that was like my breaking the ice period, because like I'd been working there for about 5 months thereabout, but like I really hadn't gotten the opportunity to meet anyone or have like conversations with people. So that was the time I got to meet people outside of work and actually have conversations. And then it was like, I think it was after then he knew I made music.
Yeah.
Was it before or after?
No, it was after.
Here's
what happened, because I got to know him that well, and I think I was like drunk talking. Do you know when I get drunk, I'm like, yo, man, you're so blessed, bro. You're like, he's such a sick guy, fully. So the next day, I think it was, I was following people on Instagram, new people that I met on there, and I was like, Brian, what's your Instagram? I can't find it.
Oh yeah.
I can't find it. And then he told me his Instagram, B.I.G Wilz. I'm like, what? B.I.G Wilz? Literally on my break, 15 minutes, I listened to the songs. I'm like, no. Look, I love my music, yeah? I'm not one of those people to hype it up if I didn't think it was good.
Yeah.
So good. No, that's where I found the music, and then from then on, we just
clicked, man.
Just clicked straight away. Went to a music...
Well, we just clicked. Yeah. Well, we just clicked, yeah. Like, it was like, he just came up to me and was like, yo, bro, you make music? I'm like, yeah. He's like, yo, that's sick. I'm like, yeah, bro, that's sick. He's like, yeah, I checked it out. Like,
this guy's so humble. He doesn't tell anybody.
Aww.
And then I'm there like, yo, guys, have you heard of B.I.G Wilz? Like, just
spreading the word, literally.
Spreading the word around the office.
Oh my god! And next thing, people start coming up to me like, "Yo, you make music?" I'm like, "Yes." And they're like, "Yeah, he really told us." I'm like, "Oh
You're like, this guy, he's just going out.
I'm like, but yeah, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate him for it, because like I would never really walk up to people regularly and just say, "Oh, I make music." Like, I'd like you to get to know me first as a person before then I start shooting my shot at you, saying, "Oh, go listen to my music, by the way," and all that. But yeah, it was really amazing hearing him say like, "Oh, the music was great." It made me feel good. It also pushed me to put myself out there. Like, the music isn't bad, so more people should hear about it.
It's really good. The music is really good.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I got my cousins on it as well. One of my cousins, he's very picky with music as well, and shout out Riz.
Yeah.
Shout out Riz.
It was.
I had the good feedback.
and he was like, I played it. I didn't even say who it was. He was like, "Yo, who's this?" I was like, "Yeah, this is This is Big Wilz. This is Big Wilz." Yeah, it was sick.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate it, man. I really
No,
appreciate it.
cool, bro. It's
Really
cool.
appreciate it. It's been a long journey actually. It's been a long time coming. First off, I had given up on music, so I'll just give you the lowdown on how everything started. I've always wanted to make music and do music all my life, like since I was like 6. I've always wanted to make music, but I'm from Nigeria, by the way. Shout out Nigeria. I'm from Nigeria, by the way, and I've given up on music a while ago because it was quite difficult putting up a career in music if you do not have someone who sponsors the career for you. If you're trying to be an independent artist in Nigeria, it's quite difficult. It's not impossible, but it's quite difficult.
Yeah.
And I didn't really have ties to like the music industry or people in the music industry or people who actually made music. So it was very difficult. If I was going to do it on my own, then I'd have to spend a lot of money to do it, which I didn't have it then. So I just gave up on music. I was working, I was moving on with my life. Life was good. And then COVID happened, and at that point in time, I just got promoted in the work I was doing, and there was so much pressure, and I was working at Ventures Park in Abuja, by the way. Shout out Ventures Park. They're an amazing company. They're a co-working space in Abuja. They're doing amazing stuff.
Wicked.
They deal with entrepreneurs, and they're trying to help the African economy.
I'll put the link in the description if you guys want to check it out.
Shout them. If you're ever in Nigeria and you need a workspace and you're an entrepreneur, shout out Ventures Park. Yeah, by the way. Sorry, I'm promoting.
Promote your shit.
Yeah. But I owe a lot of who I am to those guys. So
Nice.
like, I would shout them out any day, anytime. Yeah. I was working in Ventures Park, sell and rent out office spaces. So COVID happened. There was no business anymore because like everyone was locked down and there was nothing to do, and it was like.
Were you here during lockdown?
No, I was in Nigeria.
You were in Nigeria during lockdown. What was that like?
Bruh, it was chilled. In terms of, for me, I didn't have anything to worry about in terms of like, I was with family.
Nice.
Everyone was home. It was just the fear of we're in a pandemic and like watching the news, seeing people are dying, seeing how the world is going to do you get? So it was scary. But in terms of how did I spend my lockdown, it was chilled because I'd worked my ass off that whole year. Trust me, bro. I've been working non-stop. So it was like that mini holiday I had where it was like I could sleep, wake up, and like just chill. I was literally a couch potato because like, bro.
Nice. Well deserved then. Well deserved couch potato if you've been working all fucking time.
It was something else. But yeah, eventually it turned from, I was chilling at home, I wasn't going to work, to, oh shit, what's going on? Like, anxiety, not knowing what next, and all of that. And then I knew I needed a change. I needed to do something about my life and all of that. Then I was like, what next? What can I do next? And I was like, okay, I think I should.
Oh, by the way, Mike.
I hope everything was recorded.
It will be fine, to be honest. You hold it that far, don't you? And it's
around about, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I decided I was going to come do my masters and see what like life has for me after that. So I applied for my masters, came to the UK in 2020 when the lockdown was out.
Yeah.
So I resigned from my job, came to the UK. I did my masters, and while I was doing my masters, I met a couple of friends. We just used to hang out, chill. And there was this time when I came in, there was this thing going on called NSAS in Nigeria, where it's basically fighting for fundamental human rights for the youths. Yeah, in Nigeria, and for police brutality and just educating, change in government, change reforms in like for the police force and things like that. So yeah, that was happening, and we were all touched by it. And I think I wrote a verse to it.
Yeah.
Because I always used to write, I always used to make music, but never used to take it professionally or take it serious.
Right.
So I wrote a verse to it and I played it for some of my friends. And they're like, oh yeah, it's good, but definitely needs more work and all of that. Then I heard the friend of a friend had a studio somewhere.
Yeah.
and they were all vibing, and they played the video for me. I was like, oh, you guys know someone who has a studio? I'd love to like make music.
Go through,
Yeah, so they were like, oh yeah, that's calm. They introduced me to the guy. So they introduced me. I met the guy. He told me, oh, what do you do? I said, I rap. So disclaimer, I used to be a rapper. I used to bust rhymes. I'm HIP, I'm HOP, I'm B.I.G, I'm Afrobeats.
Ooh,
You know?
okay.
Yeah, so yeah, I used to rhyme. I used to write raps and all that. So I went to the guy's studio. I was like, yo, I'd like to work on like an EP and stuff like that. He was like, yeah, calm down. He'll work with me and stuff like that. But he's also in school. He was also in uni. I was also in uni. So at times we didn't really have time and all of that. And then I decided to put up my own home studio. So I got my equipment. I put my studio together. Mind you, I can't play shit.
What did you get? What equipment did you get then?
I got a DOS on my laptop, and I got speakers. I got a mic. I got an interface, and then I was just winging it, man. I was just doing whatever.
It's got on YouTube. YouTube videos.
How to, man. And I just kept on like making music, writing. One of my friends helped me as well. She was really amazing. She also writes as well. So we used to just jump on calls.
Nice.
Listen to instrumentals, write and make music and all of that. Yeah, and that's how it started. And I found my producer. I found two producers actually. A friend of mine introduced me to one, but he wasn't available. Then he introduced me to the other producer, and we started working, and the rest is history.
That is crazy. So you technically started music properly in 2020?
2021.
2021?
Yeah, July 2nd, 2021, my birthday.
No way. I wouldn't expect it because I thought you were doing this for time, you know?
Nah, bro.
Nice.
Nah, bro. July 2nd, 2021. I can remember my friends were like, oh, what are you going to do for your birthday? And I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to go to the studio and just chill and just vibe. And we just went. There was like, we cooked jollof rice. There was FIFA. We're playing games. And the producer guy, my friend, was just playing YouTube instrumentals, randoms. And we're just freestyling. Like, we're waved. We're like, you know.
We're having a good time.
You know, we're having a good time. We're just vibing. And next thing, I just started singing. And like, it sounded good. And that was it. I just went back home, took the recordings, worked on the songs, and made them music.
Yeah.
And currently now I'm working on my EP. It's called Mr. Romantic, by the way.
Mr. Romantic. Oh, EP coming out soon.
Yeah, but the lead single would drop first, called Mr. Romantic as well.
Okay.
I'm sure have I played that for you?
Probably. Was it the clip that you sent me?
No, it wasn't that one.
Wasn't
I'll
that?
play it for you.
Alright,
I'll play it for you guys when we go.
Yes, exclusive.
Yeah, but that's been my story so far. So yeah.
No, that's wicked, man.
Yeah.
No, seriously. Again, like I said, I thought you've been doing this for time.
Nah, bro.
Because it just seems like with the voice that you have, and like even you, just seeing you do your music. When we went to that studio and we did it from like 12 till 5.
Bruh.
Crazy session, but just seeing you, I didn't do much. First of all, I was just sitting down. I was my job was trying to stay awake. Is what my job was.
Bruh, it was long.
But just seeing you do your work it was great for me to be in that environment first of all. So thank you for inviting me, because I've always loved music and always just being in that environment. Even though I was trying to stay awake, I was still there, present, seeing how it works, and no, it was cool to see you do your thing, man, and I really feel like that something's gonna happen. You are going to take off. There's no like maybe about it. So we're there.
We believe in you.
Thank you. I believe in myself as well.
That's good.
That's more important, to be fair.
It wasn't like that all the time, but yeah. Now I do.
I think a lot of people have that though, with the belief of them for themselves to actually push you. I think it's harder as well, because especially I think it's to do more with the environment that you're around. If you've got a lot of people that push you down, and how are you supposed to believe in yourself? Then it's a flip side of how's everyone else supposed to believe in you if you don't believe in you first? Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. Because it also boils down to how you do something, but you don't think, or probably you have a standard or you have a perspective of how things should be done, and if you don't meet those milestones, you feel like you haven't achieved.
Yeah.
But then people looking from the outside look at it and they're like, wow, this guy's achieved a lot, and you're like, yeah. So like when I started like writing and making music, and I wouldn't lie to myself, I used to compare myself to like the top dogs, like guys like Wizkid, Burna Boy, Davido. I would actually compare my writing to these guys.
Right.
And like when it doesn't sound like that, or it doesn't sound as professional as that, I'm like, oh, this is crap. And then people are hearing it and people are like, bro, this is sick. And I'm like, nah, that shit is crap. and like, as much as I beat myself down for it, it's just recently when I've gotten good reviews from my music that I've started to accept, like, okay, I think I should not pressure myself as much and just let myself grow into the artist I would become. Because I feel like, yeah, I'm making Afro beats, I'm making Afro pop, but I feel like if a B.I.G Wilz record comes on, I want to be able to say, once you hear maybe the instrumental or you hear the intro, you know, oh, that's a B.I.G Wilz record. You get
Right.
That's where I want to get to.
Yeah.
So like that's the pressure I'm putting myself under, but it's more like there's no need for that pressure. I would eventually get there. So yeah, that's what I find to.
That's a healthy way of looking at it. I was gonna ask as well, why the name B.I.G Wilz? Where did that come from?
Yeah, so my surname is Wilkins. So my stage name has always been Wilz for a long time.
Okay.
Yeah, but Wilz just sounded too short. Wilz. And there was one time I made this song. So I and my guys on my team, like, we're trying to figure out, okay, what can we add to make the name a bit spicy? And my first name is Brian, apparently. So I wanted to do B Wilz or like B Willie or something.
B Wilz.
Yeah.
B Wilz would be alright to be fair.
You get, like,
B Wilz.
it sounded good, but it just sounded too plain.
Okay.
Yeah, so there was this song I did. It was called The Baddest Boy. So I was like, it goes, the baddest boy is in town, the baddest boy is in town. So I was like, okay, the baddest boy, I'm the baddest in the game. Like B.I.G Wilz, baddest. It's so big stands for baddest in the game or biggest in the game.
Okay.
So it depends on the room I'm in. If I'm in the room with rappers, I'm the baddest in the game. Like you can't beat me, man.
Yeah.
You know. But if I'm in the room,
I feel like you have to have that mentality when it comes to coming against these people who are, in your eyes, big or great at what they do.
Yeah. For me, it's more like just prophesying, just picturing myself being the biggest, being on the biggest stage, having the biggest records, meeting the biggest people, being the biggest artist. That is basically a name to just push me further. So it stands for biggest in the game, baddest in the game. So it depends on the room I'm in. If I'm in the room with rappers, I'm the baddest in the game, bro. You can't touch me. I'm fly, you know. I'm ice cold, leather carrots on my neck, you know, it can't be gold, you know. Yeah, stuff like that, bro. Like, if I'm an artist, I want to be a celebrity. I'm the biggest. I'm the biggest artist there is. So it's just me aspiring to be the biggest, me aspiring to be the baddest in what I do.
Nice.
Yeah, that's what big is about.
That makes sense now. B.I.G, I'll remember that now forever.
It's the B.I.G.
That's what I like. When you start a song with that, it's so catchy. First song I heard, it's the B.I.G. I was like, okay, calm.
Thank you. I haven't heard your voice today. I feel like I've stolen the shine away from you.
No, of course not. It's really interesting, like, hearing your journey, because obviously, well, it's probably not obvious to everybody watching, but we've probably known each other for about 5 minutes before we started recording. So, welcome to the
by the
podcast.
way, because you pushed away again.
Oh, am I like miles away? Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, sweet.
Awesome.
Yeah, go on, sorry, what were you saying?
What was I saying?
About the journey. We just met in like 5 minutes, but you already
it's true, to be fair.
Yeah, so obviously, like, it's so cool seeing how, like, your friendship has like blossomed, and you guys are like proper good mates now, it seems, as well.
Yeah.
And it's so obviously I'm like taking a backseat, like, it's just fun to be here while you guys
Here's my
are
G,
talking.
man.
Yo, it's cool. Sorry, my hands are bare sweaty. It's bad.
But yeah, thank you for coming on the podcast.
Thank you very much.
It's
Thank you
lovely
for having
to
me.
hear.
Thank you for having me.
Yes.
Well, next question, yeah. What motivates you? Not about music, but in anything in life. But what pushes you forward?
Man, it's poverty, man.
Poverty.
Poverty pushes me. Like, it's not like I have suffered in life, but growing up, being in between, where it's like the middle class family, where you've been in between people who don't have much and people who have much, and like you know that having much is where you want to be.
Right.
And it's like I've always been that guy who has been the guy who understands, because I have lived both. So there's that motivation to know that, bro, you've seen that there's a worse side to life and you've seen that there's a brighter side to life. So what would you do? Then also it was, I think my mentality changed when I finished uni undergrad. I read the book Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Cool book.
Yeah, that was when my mentality changed, because all my life I didn't really have what I wanted to become per se. I just knew I wanted to become a musician. And like I didn't know how it was going to happen. I didn't know what was going to happen. Or I was a Disney kid. I was a Justin Bieber fan. Like, I was watching Hannah Montana. That's so Raven, Zach and Cody. That's the kind of guy I was. Like I didn't grow up in the streets or anything. Like I didn't hustle. I didn't suffer. Like I was eating 3 square meals. I went to like good schools. Like none of that. So like life was good for me in terms of like growing up. I didn't suffer. So I didn't really have that motivation to say, okay, you should strive to push yourself to the best. It was just, my parents always taught me you should be the best at what you do. Right. Whatever you do, you should always strive to succeed. And just being in that environment where you're seeing people who didn't have much and seeing people who have much, and then you're comfortable and you're like, I've been in the comfort zone, but if you don't have that understanding. So the book taught me to have the understanding of, if you don't act, if you feel like you're comfortable, anything could happen in the blink of an eye, and shit could hit the fan. So it's just that motivating factor of I can never be in my comfort zone, because life wouldn't let you be in your comfort zone. You have to keep moving.
Right.
Change is constant. 20 friends cannot live for 20 years. So you just have to keep going. Change is always going to happen. You have to keep growing. You have to keep moving. So that's just my motivation.
Okay. So then when do you think for you is going to be enough? Like, that's enough?
I don't think it's ever going to be enough.
You don't think?
Yeah, I think when I stop leaving, because like I always want the best. I always want to keep moving. Like there are days where it's like, oh, I'm done, I'm tired. Yeah. I just want to rest. I just want to chill. Like the past week, I've been chilling and like I'm embracing it. I'm living. I love to live in the moment. Like if I'm resting, I'm resting. If I'm working, I'm working. If I'm playing, I'm playing. Like I like to read the room. I do not like to lie to myself. I'm very pragmatic. I just know that, okay, be realistic with yourself. Are you tired? Yes, you're tired. Go and fucking sleep. Do you need to catch up? Yeah, I need to catch up. Go and fucking
I bet you're tired. This guy, sometimes he goes to the studio. I think this once happened. One goes to the studio at 5 o'clock and he has work the next day. So he comes in.
Oh my goodness.
Bro, yeah.
He comes in and he just does the work and then he goes in. And maybe you go for a night out after or something. I don't know.
Like my life is like I'm constantly working. I'm constantly like, even when I'm not working. So like there was sometimes he would ask me, bro, what do you do on your breaks? Like most times on my break, I'm probably somewhere, I'm hiding myself somewhere, listening to beats, writing music or writing something, or like just trying to maximize the time I have just to ensure that. Because I feel like I'm playing catch up, because I should have pushed to get into the music industry a long time ago, but the opportunity didn't come then. So now that it's come, I want to like take it all in and just
do as much as you can in it.
Yeah. I feel like for me, I've set a goal to like drop 10 projects. When I drop 10 projects, I'll be like, okay, yes, I've gauged, I've reached that level of let's see where it goes. Yeah.
That's a good level to be at, and that's a good goal to have as well. Do you think goals are important to have in terms of any goal, any big dreams that you have, goals?
Absolutely important.
The small milestones and that.
Yeah, because in life, life has to do with like energy. Sure, you know the vibe now.
Of course.
Sure, you know the vibe. Life has to do with like energy. So like now the energy is good. We're vibing. We're all cool. But in the next moment, the vibe could be different. Could be low. So it's like maximize it while you can. So as long as the energy is there, as long as I can feel it, as long as I'm still geared up, I'm still.
It's kind of like you can rest later. You'll rest later. Like right now, you're doing your shit.
Yeah, as long as, because like the artists who hit like writer's block, and like you're gone for months without producing, without making any music. So while it's still fresh, just get it done, man.
Get it done.
Just get it done. Just do it.
Just do it, innit?
Just do it. Nike should come sign us.
Yeah, fully. Come on, Nike sponsor us.
Sponsor us, bro. Sponsor us.
Okay, so this is we're going completely sideways now, yeah? Have you ever overcome a feeling of like inadequacy? Feeling like you're not enough?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely, all the time.
Mm.
When I'm creating, the times that I come up with melodies and I'm like, man, this shit is not good enough.
Yeah.
But there was a podcast I was listening to. I can't remember if it was a podcast or if it was just an interview with someone. And the artist, they asked the artist, and they were like, do you ever feel like most times when you do something it's not good enough? And he's like, he's gotten to the point where he's a professional now, even if it's not 100% good enough, but what he's developed his skill to the level where he's gotten to that point of good enough.
Yeah. Where
it's like, I need to trust myself more. So that's the point I've gotten to, where most times when those doubts come in, I'm like, I'll go back to what I've done before as a reference to say that was good enough, and it came from me. So whatever I'm doing next should be good enough. I just compare my work to my past work. So I just battle against myself. So if the reviews from the past work has been it's good enough, then I can make something similar to that. So
you're in a competition with yourself.
I'm in a competition with myself.
That's constant. A good. Yeah, that's sick.
Constant.
Yeah. That's just music aspect then. Is there anything else like in terms of outside of music?
Yeah, life in general.
Life in general.
How I live life is, if I've been able to do something before, then I should be able to do it again. And if my fellow man or fellow woman is able to do something, then I should be able to do it. And it doesn't have to be 100% perfect to be done. It just has to be done.
Has to be done, yeah.
It just has to be done.
I think with everything, when you first start, it just has to be done first. Forget about all the other bullshit that you don't really need. Equipment, all that stuff, let's be honest.
Bro, come on.
Bare minimum. Look what we're doing here. Look what we're doing here.
And it comes out great as well. It comes out great on the YouTube channel. It comes out absolutely great. Trust me, I watch. It comes out absolutely great. I'm
just checking. Are you in the frame? Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Back in the frame.
Are you where you thought you'd be at your age?
Man, do you want the truth or do you want me to lie?
I
thought I'd be riding like a G-Wagon.
Shit.
I'll be partying, I'll be flying to Bahamas, like moving, touring the world. But
see, I'm happy you say that though. Do you know why?
Why?
Because it tells me that you've always thought big. You've always thought big.
Yeah, actually.
Isn't it?
Big. Yeah.
I didn't even look until you said it. Yeah. That's all, man.
That sounds right. That sounds right. Yeah. No, I don't think I'm where I would love to be. But I'm grateful for where I am now.
Yeah.
And I see myself getting to where I would love to be in the future. So it's just a gradual process for me. Up until recently, I just realized that life literally is all about patience. Every single thing.
I agree with that.
Every single thing we have dreamt about, every single thing we have thought about.
The mic, sorry.
Every single thing we have dreamt about, every single thing we have thought about it's here. We haven't just seen it. So I was reading the book the other day where it was like, electricity was always here, but we never just realized it was here. It had to take Thomas Edison 999 times. And that one time, it brought the electricity.
Yeah.
But electricity had always been, we just were not aware of it. So whatever dreams or whatever reality I have seen for myself, it's in the present. It's just for me to work my way towards it. So let me just get, the journey is that 999 times. So as long as I'm still breathing, then the journey is going to get there. I'm going to get it. So that's my mentality.
No, that's a really good mentality.
It is. It's a really good outlook on life as well. Yeah.
Do you see it like that?
What?
Your mentality in life, your outlook on life.
Like the journey.
Yeah, I guess it's cool because she's just finished uni.
Yeah.
So
welcome. Welcome.
So,
It's adulthood is not what I expected it to be.
Adulthood is a scam.
It fully is. Oh my goodness. Especially being the youngest and like the only girl in the family, I've been like pampered for my whole life, and now it's like, well, you're an adult, get your job, you know, start getting paid, start living life. I'm like, oh god.
My God.
Oh no, it stopped recording. There we go.
there you go. Yeah. Wild.
But yeah, it's crazy.
But
But
how
yeah,
has
definitely.
how has adulthood been so far?
Yeah,
Terrible.
in the last what, 3 months? 3
3
months? Is it
months?
3 months? Or has it been
Tomorrow will be exactly a month since
Oh.
I've graduated.
Oh, there you go then, a month.
Yeah. I mean, I have a goal of getting a job within the 3 months of
Mhm.
graduation, but let's hope that works out for me.
No pressure.
But
Yeah, no
literally-
pressure.
No
pressure,
pressure.
Emily.
I don't think I do, you know. I think I'm more laid back. I'm too laid back.
honestly, he's like, yeah, live your life.
Yeah.
Do what you need to do. You make your mistakes. If you need help, just let me know. But if you think you can handle it, then
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you
fully.
think?
I feel like as brothers we do that. Because I think I had the same conversation with my younger sister
Yeah.
the other day. I was like, hey, just do you, man.
yeah,
Like, if you need anything, just come to me, but just do it. Like, just live your life.
that's it.
Do you also have like that older brother thing where it's, what is it, character building?
Of course.
Thank you.
Of course.
These guys.
It's not bullying. Get out of it. That's different.
It's
Of course.
sibling bullying. It's not character building, guys.
Character building. It's
I think
sibling
it-
character building.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, do you think that you are you grateful that we bullied you over the years?
I'm more grateful that I have two older brothers because, let's be honest, everyone, like, because we're all, like, similar age gap, in school it was like, oh, your older brother does basketball, he's really tall, we're intimidated by him,
This much
kind of thing.
tall. She's talking about me.
Yeah.
I
Our
thought
older
you-
brother is
I
not
honestly-
as tall.
I honestly
No, no,
thought
no.
you were talking about someone
I
else.
know. That's why I had to. That's why I had to.
Yeah.
Oh, Emily, you're the tall one.
Yeah, the
He's-
tallest.
yeah.
I am. I'm actually the tallest. Swear down, I'm the tallest.
He's the middle child and he's the
Are you
tallest.
serious? Shout out to me, the child, man.
Yeah, you made a channel. Yes. See, I knew you had a bud from the start. That's what it is. Okay, so where does your music inspiration come from? Like,
For me, it comes from my life experiences
yeah.
and the environment around me. So if you listen to most of my songs, you see it's either about love or it's about women or girls or
Mm-hmm.
it's about like different experiences or it's about motivation, about cherishing, being grateful about your hustle, appreciating the journey.
Yeah.
Basically, more music is going to come to you guys. More music is going to come to you guys who understand what I'm talking about.
Yeah. That
Yeah, there's a lot of music in the vault that hasn't been dropped yet, so that's why maybe by the time you drop this, Mr. Romantic would have dropped it.
Yeah, maybe actually, because we've got ours coming out this weekend coming.
This Monday, yeah.
And then yours will be the weekend
Oh,
after.
okay. So no, it
2
won't be
weeks.
Out there. It won't be out there.
It won't be out
It won't be out there.
You'll know when you know.
Well, you know when you know. You
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
You
Keep
come
a
back. You
lookout.
come back to this, and you be like, "Oh, this was that's what he was talking about."
Yeah.
Yeah, but basically it's just my journey. It's about things that I care about the most: family, God, love, women,
Yeah.
and my dreams.
You a religious person?
Yes,
would
I
you
am.
say? Yeah.
Yes, I am.
Nice. I like that. Certainty.
Of course.
Wicked.
I'm nothing without God.
But guess what? I'm completely opposite.
That's
I'm
calm.
kind of
That's absolutely
kind of
calm.
out of it.
So my perspective to life is, on religion is, we're all social constructs of our environment.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, where I grew up from, this is what they told me. I have done my own research and I have said to myself, this is what I decide to believe in and this is what I will go with. If by the time I die, I go up and, Omo bro, there was nothing like that. Fuck me, man. That's fine.
Yeah, that is
We
fine.
move. But if I go and it was what it was, then, bro,
Yeah,
welcome,
yeah,
bro.
yeah, you're in.
Get me. So either ways, it's win-win for me.
Yeah.
Either ways. So I can still be who I want to be here on earth and like live my life. And
Okay,
at the end of the day, whatever happens.
I like that. And you're right as well. It doesn't matter, because I don't care either in terms of if you're religious or not.
Yeah.
That's not an important part of the the reason why I'm friends with that person,
Absolutely.
or I know that person.
Absolutely.
In saying that though, I've got a theory, about religion and all this stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if I said this before, but okay, so I think religion was created like this. Someone came about and said the universe works in mysterious ways, and the universe, which is something that no one can see, they were like, well, we don't believe in it because we can't see it. So someone must have went, okay then, there's a person. That's someone that we can believe in, right? It's physical, there's someone there.
Yeah.
Let's believe in that person. And this goes for every other religion, because in Buddhism, Hinduism, there's always a higher power. There's always someone who is above us, who's there looking out for us. And that way it was easier for people to live their lives, knowing that there's someone higher, and all you can do is always, be grateful and always pray to God and all this stuff in order to feel okay.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that? Nothing's wrong with that. It's all good at the end of the day, as long as it helps, right?
Yeah, it gives people hope.
Yeah, that's the big word, hope.
People need something to believe in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think I was having this conversation with someone the other day, and I was telling the person, and I was like, I'm nothing without my dreams. Like, who am I if I don't have purpose in this life? Like, if there's nothing I'm looking forward to, like if I wake up in the morning and there's nothing I'm looking forward to.
Yeah. So what's the point?
What's the point?
Mm.
Do you get? So,
no, I agree with that. What is the point? Like everyone has to kind of have a purpose.
Yeah.
In order to have to drive yourself towards it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if there's nothing that you look forward to, there's no drive, there's no pushing you, there's no excitement to do things in life.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a question.
Oh,
yeah, of course.
It's based off of like your first impressions of each other, because obviously, like you said, you met at the party, and like, what was the first thing you thought? This guy was just wondering about, like, where's the coat hanger or whatever.
Okay, so that was my first impression of him actually. So I always used to see his emails in like when we work. So he always used to get shit done. So I'm like, and in like quick time as well. And he used to work from home then. So I was like, who's this Himalayan? I always thought it was a female.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always thought it was a female. So
I've got that a couple of times.
I was like, who's this Himalayan chick? And and then one random day he pops in the office, and he was having a conversation with one of our colleagues, and she was like, oh, Himalayan. I'm like, oh, so that's Himalayan. Oh, it's a dude. I'm like, yeah, that's a dude. No worries. Yeah, so we just kept on, and he used to so I'm always quiet when I'm at the office, because I always just used to focus on work. But like they always used to have, like, my colleagues always used to have conversations. They've been there longer than me, so they know themselves, so they have the conversations. And I'm this kind of person where I wouldn't speak if I'm not spoken to. So like I would eavesdrop in conversations, but I wouldn't speak.
Thing is though, side note, in the office you can't help but eavesdrop, because it's so like
yes,
it's just you can't not hear it.
Yes. Like, we're sitting so close to each other, so it's like I can hear your conversation, but I can't butt into your conversation. Yeah. So I always used to feel like he knew how to spark up a conversation with people. So I always like, oh, interesting guy, like he can have a conversation and all of that. So that was what I thought of him, like, cool guy, he can have a conversation. That was it. That was all. So when I met him at the party, and he was already faded and all, like, I was faded as well, so like we were all happy, excited, and like we're just moving on with life, and it was just fun. That was it. So I always just thought he was a cool guy who knew how to have a conversation with people. It was when I got to know him better that I saw, okay, he was also empathic. Like, there are different aspects to the cool guy who knows how to have a conversation. So yeah.
I'll tell you something that I respected. Do you know how you say that you don't want to speak until you get spoken to? Is that right? You said that?
Yeah.
So I respected that a lot, because you stayed out of every person's business. You stayed out of it. And that's something I picked up as well when I was in the office, because, like you said, because you hear so many conversations, you can't help but jump in sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I saw that, and then I was like, okay, cool. What's his goal? How does he do it?
I just mind my business.
I'll tell you how you do it. He's humming, he's singing songs in his head, he's like rapping.
Constantly thinking about the next lyrics.
That's it. That's all it is.
That's how. Yes, I think that's how I do it, because it's like when I talk to people and like maybe I hit you up and you're like, I'm like, how's it going? And you're like, oh, I'm bored. In my head, I'm like, I'm never bored. Like, I'm actually never bored. Like, if I'm bored, there's always something to do. Either I go to sleep, or I watch something, or I watch some comedy show would make me laugh, or I read something, or I'm making music, or I'm humming something. Oh, my best friend is always annoyed. I make the craziest of random sounds. You'd be like, bro, what did you make that sound for?
Oh my god!
Why did you make that sound?
That's so mad you said that, because sometimes I make random noises, no?
Yeah.
Like, just out of nowhere, random noise. It doesn't even make sense sometimes when it comes out. It's like, what? What the hell was
Oh
that?
my god, he'll be like, bro, why? For what reason?
Yeah.
I can remember back in uni, there was this friend of mine when we would walk on the road and I'd be singing and he'd be like, bro, can you stop singing? Like, there are girls walking beside us. Can you stop singing? And I'll be like, bro, calm down.
Yeah, they're gonna help.
Oh, like, honestly, like, that's just me. Like, I just love to sing. I just love music. There was this time where my flatmates, they told me we should place a bet that if I can go a day without singing or listening to music, I win. I lost.
I looked at that last.
I lost.
2 hours, 20 minutes.
Right, I told him I can't. I told him I couldn't place the bet.
Yeah, no, that's it. Because, again, I think, I don't know about you, but there are times where you'll just... If I made that bet as well, right, I wouldn't even remember the bet. I'd just carry on doing it.
Yeah.
That's what I'd be like.
Yeah, that's...
No point.
That's it.
I mean, I think that comes down to you guys just remain your authentic self like the whole time. You're both really into music. So if someone's trying to tell you, don't sing along to this song, and it's like someone you love, like Chris Brown or Drake or something, and you're like, I'm not going to keep that bet. I'm just going to be me.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. We've got here fake relationships.
When you say fake relationships.
Why did we write that down?
Don't know. Have you ever experienced like someone has an agenda for your friendship, so it's kind of like a fake friendship, or like a, you know, when you can sense that someone's vibes are off, or like.
Or someone who's trying too hard. Have you ever felt that before? Someone's trying too hard.
Not necessarily trying too hard. So it was... This was a heartbreak experience. It was I felt, for me, I felt like it was fake love, where it was like, you tell me that you love me and this that, but like you're running off with some other guy. When you say like there's nothing serious with this guy, so like what was the use? Just because the guy wasn't around, and like I was around, and like everything seemed like it was right. Like, everything seemed like it was a match made in heaven, and you zoom off with the guy. Like, did you get? So,
yeah, I get it.
Yeah, it was, for me, it was fake love, because it was like, if you knew, like, why did you lie to me? Why did you tell me this was what it was when it wasn't that? Did you get? So that's, but aside from that, there have been a couple friends who, like, in front of you, they're like, yeah, you're the shit. Like, they fuck with you, and like, behind your back, you're hearing stuff. So it would be, for me, it was like my first year in uni, because I hadn't really left home. I'd always been at home. I'd always been a homeboy, and when I went to uni, it was like a new environment. Most of these guys had left home. They had been to like boarding school. They lived on their own, right? So they knew how to communicate with themselves. But I was this weird kid who I didn't used to share stuff. I didn't used to share my comb with people. Like, I didn't used to, like, I was just this very reserved guy. Guy. I would wake up in the morning, make my breakfast, get ready for school, and boys are still sleeping, and they're like, "Yo, what's wrong with this dude?" Like, that's the kind of guy I was. I was weird to them.
That's cool. You were driven. That's what I see. You're saying that you were driven somehow.
Thank you. I never actually had that outlook to it. But yeah, so I was just this weird kid. So we always used to play football together, and like I used to think these guys used to fuck with me, like they were my guys. But like it was after I realized like these guys didn't like me. Like they always used to talk shit about me.
Yeah, behind your back.
Behind my back, and I'm like, oh shit! Like I was just living my life, like I didn't even know. So yeah, so it was all these things that I would say, yeah, those are things that for me, also made me the kind of person I am in terms of when I say I understand. Because it's like when I live my life or when I do things or when I relate with people, I'm relating on a very, very plain level. Like I have no agenda. Like in my head, the same way I have no agenda is the same way you also have no agenda. So like I'm vibing with you. So when and I'll figure out that, oh shit, this person had an agenda and like it wasn't real. Like this person wasn't actually fucking with me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, so like that's just it. That's just human beings. Like human beings are just selfish. Human beings. Human beings are just selfish.
Human beings are just selfish. Human beings. No, it's true though. They are. We are selfish. Humans are selfish.
Myself selfish included. By nature.
Like myself was selfish by nature.
I think there are good selfishnesses and bad selfishnesses. Is that true? Is that a word? Selfishnesses?
I don't
There's
think
a good selfishness and a bad selfishness.
Yes. And I don't see no problem with the selfishness of, let's say you don't want to go out on a night out with a bunch of your friends when you want to stay in and not do anything because of your own mind state that you're in.
Yeah.
Perfectly fine.
Yeah.
That's healthy.
Yeah.
You know, putting boundaries up. But I don't know, I'm sorry if that happened, man. That shit.
Yeah, man.
The whole I guess it happens.
Like, you know, trust me, when most of my songs, and this is why I really loved when you invited me to come to the podcast, because I feel like I'm a very reserved person who, yes, I have a great personality in terms of like I can hold up a conversation and all of that, but I'm very, like I said, I don't speak until like I'm spoken to, not because I can't speak, but it's just like if I don't have anything to say to you, like what's the point of saying anything? If I don't have anything good to say, there's no point. If I know what I'm going to say to you is going to bring you down, there's no point of saying it. Like there's no need to say it. So I always just hold my thoughts to myself, except like there is a need to speak, because I don't like drama. I hate drama in my life. God.
I know what you mean.
I'm a meme right now.
You're not just talking about the drama. Like, fuck's sake. I'm not even in it. The stress.
Oh, God. I
hate drama as well. It's like, why am I here? What is this nonsense?
Oh, God. I don't like drama for one bit. I don't like drama. So I just used to respect myself and just focus on my business.
But you said, that there's no point telling someone bad news, right? Because there's no thingy for it.
No,
right?
not
bad news, but
bringing someone. So if I know, let's say, Himalaya, take off your charger from the wall, your power pack would blow. Right. You're like, yeah, I'll take it off. You don't do it, and it blows off. In that moment, I'm not going to tell you I told you so.
Yeah.
How was that going to help? I'd rather just keep quiet. When you're calm, I'm like, but I told you.
Let's say then someone's fucking up and they don't know they're fucking up, right? But someone needs to say something, otherwise they're just going to carry on doing it.
Say the fuck out of that shit.
You stay out of it.
Bro. So, I don't know where I got this mentality from, but it was just like, if you respect yourself and respect your business, like if your opinion wasn't asked for, don't drop it. Like, because no one, there's freedom of speech here. Mm-hmm. So like the same way you're free to speak, the same way the next person is free to speak as well. Right. So if you feel like good enough to say my opinion is valid, I should drop my opinion. So whatever you receive from the next person after dropping their opinion, you shouldn't feel bad. So when I see people put online where it's like they put up their life online and people comment and they're like, oh, they're trolls online. I'm not saying trolls online are anything good. And they're the senseless ones where it has no base on it. But like if you put stuff online for people to critique and people critique it, I don't think you should feel bad about that. Right. I'm not saying it wouldn't hurt because you put in time, you put in work to do it, but that's that person's opinion. So it shouldn't matter to you.
Yeah.
Do you get?
I agree with that, to be fair. Yeah, because again, it's with the whole social media stuff, right? You've got to think of that side. You can't just avoid it. Yeah. You got to be like, well, you're going to get that. So how are you going to deal with it? Yeah. Or not deal with it, I guess.
Yeah, I feel like I digressed, but like, what was the question? There was the initial question, and there was somewhere I was going if I digressed.
It's okay. I'll tell you now. We do this all the time.
Yeah,
we go off tangents big all the fucking time.
Okay.
We were talking about fake relationships.
Okay.
Yeah. But I agree. Like in terms of just staying out of everyone else's business because it's none of your business. I've always thought about this. There was a cool quote that I've said before from a lady named Nicole something. She said, everyone's opinion of you is none of your business. It's not.
Yeah.
It is none of your business at the end of the day. You just got to carry on doing what you're doing.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah, if you stay out of people's business, I feel like people would also stay out of your business. Because it's like, there's no opinion for them to latch onto to talk about you. They can't talk about you in terms of he stays out of people's businesses, which means if there's a problem or if there's drama, they're not bringing it to you because, he's not involved because he doesn't butt into people's business.
Yeah, I used to agree with that until I realised that not everyone thinks the same way as you.
Of course.
And so, by saying that if you stay out of other people's businesses, they'll stay out of yours. No, it doesn't work like that, I don't think. They'll always get into your business. But it depends on how you react to them trying to get into your business. That's where you're in control. You know, people are always going to talk about whatever. They're allowed to, like you said, freedom of speech.
Well, I feel like if people talk about you, it's a good thing. Because like if nobody talks about you, then you're nobody.
But yeah, you could see it like that. I mean, when you said that, my head went to, what if you're in a position where no one knows you, no one talks about you, and you're okay with that? Then I guess the conversation doesn't even need to be there in the first place.
Yeah, if you're at peace with being a nobody.
Yeah, if you're in peace, then it's all right.
So each his own.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like when you're like, I'll stay in my own lane, you stay in yours kind of thing. You'd hope for it to be reciprocated, but some people, they just don't care about your boundaries or the fact that you're reserved or you have your walls up. So I think it's also like some people try and gain trust. And some people don't even try and gain it, they just expect it.
Yeah.
They just want to be able to get through to you, to be able to have all the information and then exploit you. So it's like, you got to kind of be careful with who you let in, but then also like know whether that person's worth it or not, kind of thing as well.
Yeah. That's all the questions we had, to be honest.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
It felt short.
It felt short. We're on 51 minutes, mate.
51 minutes, yeah. That's how much, like, it does. Time flies when we're recording.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing, man.
Right, then, question of the day.
You never said how your first impressions of B.I.G Wilz.
I didn't. My bad. Alright, cool.
Yeah.
So, Brian.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm not gonna lie. First time I heard of Brian, I spelled your name wrong, didn't I? I said it as Brian.
Yeah.
White name. I swear down, I was looking for a white person. I was like, yo, where's Brian? Where's Brian? And I was like, oh, Brian's over there. I was like, where? I was like, okay. That's why. So that was a confusion for me. And then when I actually started to speak to you, straight away I was like, okay, cool, I'm gonna get along with you, because there's no bullshit with you. There's no being fake. There's no trying too hard. You are just unapologetically you, and I like you for you, and that's what I was like. Okay, cool, we're good. We're good. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I mean, this is my first impression of you, and I can tell you're a decent person with like good morals, and yeah, you're a good person to be around.
Right.
A good influence.
Thank you.
Facts.
My mom will be proud to hear that. She said I'm a good influence. Yeah. You hear that, mom?
Your mom used to talk to my mom. My mom was the complete opposite. It's all about me. Yeah.
Oh man, I really appreciate it. Just hearing like good feedback about like my personality and like who I am. You don't get that a lot from like different people.
True.
It's like, cause like some people like me, they're like, I always get this from people because I'm very reserved and like quiet when you first get to meet me, and people are like, oh, he's a snob, like he's just that dude.
I've always been told I was quiet as well, but again, like I said, I've got the same thing of I don't want to talk to anyone if I have nothing to say.
Yeah.
What's the point of me trying to start a conversation? And that just seems fake. That seems forced. That seems like it's not me.
Yeah.
So.
I'm not really great at small talk.
Oh, I hate small talk. It's the worst thing, yeah. Do you know going on dates and trying to ask them what their favourite colour is?
Bro.
I don't want to know. I really don't want to know. Why am I starting by trying? Why am I trying so hard?
If you know how many times I've winged dates, like I'm going there blank. I'm like, if I fuck this shit up, she's probably never going to see me again. I'm probably never going to see her again. So
it is what it is.
It is what it is, man.
Do what you need to do.
As in, like, bro, that's that's actually my mindset in terms of like, if something is for me, it's for me. So like, I just always go in. If I'm doing stuff, I go in without even thinking about like what the outcome is. I'm just doing it. Like, yes, I need to do this, and I'm going to do it, and it's going to get done, and whatever happens after. Yeah, if it's a consequence, yeah. So
Big Wilz, come in the frame.
Oh my god! And I was preaching to the choir, man.
It's alright. We've got spare episodes. It's alright.
That's calm. That's calm.
Right. Okay. Let me try. Okay, cool. So the question of the day is, would your 10-year-old self be proud of the way you are acting?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I'm the exact same as I was when I was 10. So yeah.
Absolutely. I'm living my best life.
Yeah. We're winning.
We're winning, man. Like, it was just the other day, I was like, I'm living Hannah Montana's life. Like, best of both worlds. Like,
Best of both worlds.
I'm a superstar, and I'm just your regular Joe who's making his life and making his living.
That's cool, dude. When you think about it, like, we're actually creating our lives right now.
Yeah. We're
creating our lives for the next 10 years.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like I'm most proud of the 19-year-old me.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think that's who I'm most proud of for picking up that book. Reaching out for that.
Is that when you started?
Bro, that was when, like, I feel like that was when my life had, like, a direction it was going. That's when I saw beyond, I just wanted to be a musician, and I was like, oh, fuck, there's life. Like, life goes beyond, you come back home from school, there's food, like, there's electricity, there's power, like, you have video games, you have internet, like, everything is provided for you, and you don't have to fend for yourself. And it's like, that realization from the book just opened my eyes to the fact that, after this, like, you have to do all of this you're enjoying. You have to do it for yourself. Yeah. And I'm like, damn. So I have to be focused. Yes.
No one's coming to save us. We've got to save ourselves.
Yeah, you've got to save yourself.
You've got to save ourselves.
Yeah, I feel like that's where my life changed. So that 19-year-old me picking up that book is who I'm most proud of, because that's who set me up for where I am.
You should be proud. You should be proud of the person you are. But yeah.
That was your welcome to adulthood moment.
Yeah, literally, that was it. That was like where my eyes opened, because I feel like I don't know if it was depression, but like when you're done with like uni in Nigeria, you serve the country for a year after uni. So it's called National Youth Service Corps. You go serve the country for a year. So within that period of finishing university and serving, it's like I didn't have a job. I wasn't doing nothing. So I was just there. I was listening to a bunch of John Bellion the whole period. The dude was just taking me through that period, and when I started serving, that was when like my life started to...
So you have service, army service, or is it like you trained to you have like a 3 weeks military training. Okay. And then after the 3 weeks, then you go into like work in public sector for like the government or like schools and stuff. Oh, crazy.
Yeah, development stuff around the community.
So remind me not to have a fight with you then.
It's good, you have Big Wilz in your corner. I'm about to fight this guy. My mate's coming.
Yeah, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Well,
that's so interesting. Sorry, go on.
No, that is interesting. I didn't know you had military.
Don't make it sound like I'm one army SEAL or something.
Listen, you know in CVs people have to juice it up a bit, yeah. So guess what? You've been in the army. You've been doing it for time.
I haven't been in the army. No. It's just training. It's just like I don't know how to put it. Like the best way to coin it is military training for 3 weeks, and then you go into. Yeah, that's what it is. Cool. Yeah.
Well, we'll talk more, and then next time you come on, we'll have more to talk about.
Yeah, next time I come on, we'll be talking about maybe my second EP or my first EP.
Or we might be even talking about your album. You never know.
Or my tours.
Or your tours. Yeah. It'll be time.
Or we could be having the podcast on the tour bus.
Oh, that'd be wicked.
That would be so cool.
I was thinking about that. Like, just traveling. If anyone wants to, anyone around the world just wants to, do recording, and you want us to come over if it's easy for you, fucking, we'll do it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, 100%.
That's how, because this setup is amazing. So imagine having different setup, like having a tour bus with just podcasts going around the world.
Well, of course, this is the start.
Yeah.
But we'll eventually be in a studio.
No, of course, I absolutely see you guys hitting amazing numbers. Like, I absolutely see it. Like, the conversations you guys have are real, and that's what people our age are looking for. Like, conversations that everyone else is going through. It's not far fetched. It's not like you're talking about some random stuff. Like, it's actual life you're talking about. Like, you just shared my story now with people who there are other hundreds of B.I.G Wilz out there who, when they hear about this,
1 second. Carry on.
When they hear about this, it's like motivation for them. When they hear about your other podcasts or the stories or like our perspective to life, that can change someone else's perspective to life. So it's very important. It's important work you guys are doing here, because like someone goes back to listen to the podcast, it's history. Like, we're shaping history. We're shaping a kid's mindset for the next 10 years. Someone stumbles on this thing, here's this mindset we've shared and our mentality towards life, and they put it towards their own life, and like it changes their perspective towards that. So you're doing amazing work. Thank you guys.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it, man. Well, going back to the question, am I proud? Would my 10-year-old self be proud of who I am? I think 100%. Yeah, I think I've worked a lot on myself to be proud now.
Yeah.
Took me 3 years, but I'm here.
That's amazing.
I'm here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyway, guys, that was a HNU podcast. First of all, thank you for coming on, man. Trust me, that
thank you
I appreciate
so much.
Thank you for having me, guys. Really appreciate it.
B.I.G Wilz, check him out on Amazon Music and Spotify. Are you on anything else as well?
Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music, whatever platform you're on, TikTok.
There you go.
Snapchat,
there
Instagram.
You go.
It's I am _B.I.G WILZ. I am _Wilz.
Yeah.
On all social media platforms.
It'll be here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you for listening, guys, this week. We hope you enjoyed it. If you do, like it, subscribe if you can, and share the video if you like it.
You would like the video. Well, vibes. Sure you know the vibes.
Vibes.
Well, vibes.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, guys.
Thanks for watching.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.